Hello students. Now today's topic is about generations of computer based on software. Okay, in your previous period, I taught you generations of computer based on hardware. Okay, and during that time, I've explained you 5 generations. Okay, uh, okay. In that, I've explained you 5 generations. That is your first one. That is your first generation computer, which used what vacuum tubes. Okay, vacuum tubes. And in second generation they started using transistors. Third generation they started using IC, and in that I told you the full form of IC is your integrated circuits. And in fourth generation they started using VLSI, that is your very large scale integration. Okay, and in the fifth generation, that is the final generation, they started using AI, which is known as your artificial intelligence. Okay, these were the 5 generations of computer which was based on your hardware. Okay, based on your hardware. Now next is your generations of computer based on your according to your software. Okay, these two are both different things. It was based on a hardware, and this is based on your software. Among them, the first one is your according to your first generation. First generation started using machine level language. Machine level language, which means what happens? They started just detecting zeros and one. That is a binary code, which is known as a 0 and 1. One is used for on, and the zero is used for off. That means in that particular level, during that time, as I told you, in first generation computer, the size was of your computer was a room size computer was there. That means it was so large. Okay, and according to hardware, it was using what it was using vacuum tubes, and during that time, we started using just machine level language, which uses binary codes, that is 0 and 1. Okay, then after comes your second generation. According to second generation, which is according to your software, it to avoid machine language, for avoiding machine language, they started using mnemonics and symbols, mnemonic codes mnemonic codes and symbols. Why? Because as you know that each and every alphabet of your character, that means suppose if I'm taking A is also having binary code. Okay, imagine just 00001, and B's binary code will be 00010. Three's binary code will be 0001000. In short, in this way, certain binary codes will be given to your alphabets. In your first generation, they started using such codes. Okay, for avoiding such codes, that is a binary code, they started using mnemonic codes and symbols. Okay, now symbols started using, that is a best example. You can see that ampersand symbol, dollar symbol, full stop, comma, such symbols were started using in your which generation? That is in your second generation. Okay, now in your third generation, they started using higher level language. Higher level language means your C, C++, Java, COBOL. These are your programming language. Actually, higher level language means your programming language. This Java will be studying in your 12th standard. Okay, these are certain programming language which is used to make your application, that your software as well as your website also. Okay, such codes are used in your third generation computer. One of the best example I can show you is that how a website is prepared. Okay, go to any kind of website, any website. Okay, over the, say I've taken as this website. Okay, in that I've, what you have to do, right click. Okay, right click and inspect. Right click and inspect. I've done. And after coming to inspect, you can see many codes are here. Can you see many codes you can see over here. See, these are your codes which is used in your web page. That means after writing all these codes, then only your website will be made. Okay, that means in the same way. In the same way, look, certain languages. That means for making a program or making a software, we need another software, basic software, which requires to make a another program. In this way, we have to. Over here, they have started using HTML. See, these are your HTML as well as PHP codes. Okay, these are your codes. Okay, but no, you don't need to study such codes. The thing is that I'm just showing in your 10th standard. In your 10th standard, you will be studying your HTML code, HTML tags. Okay, this was used in your third generation computer, which is known as your higher level language. That is examples of your higher language higher level language is your COBOL, C, Java. Okay, now in your fourth generation, in fourth generation, for reducing programming level effort, that means, as you know that this all codes, it is very hard to remember. Okay, it is very difficult to remember such codes. In case if you are forgetting one semicolon, comma, full stop, if minor mistake will be there, now your programming won't be working. That means your web page won't be working. Web page or hardware software, whatever you're going to make, that won't be working due to minor error. Okay, so for avoiding this, so for reducing the programming level effort, they started using SQL. Okay, that which is known as the full forms. SQL is structured query language. Okay, the full form SQL is structured query language. That means it will be deciding, but not on how to do. Sorry, what to do. Instead of what to do, it will be saying how to do. That means for reducing programming level effort. That means, as I told you before, whatever coding or coding you are going to write, it is very difficult to remember each and every code. Okay, only high experts can remembering will be able to remember such codes. For avoiding such thing or for reducing such thing, we started using SQL, which is known as a structured query language. Okay, now in your fifth generation, we started using artificial intelligence. In your hardware also, I told you that fifth generation was using artificial intelligence. Okay, and the best example of your artificial intelligence is your voice recognition. Another, according to your textbook, they are given your voice recognition, but another best example I can say your fingerprint scanner, iris scanner. Okay, there were no voice commands. Okay, such are your best examples of your fifth generation, that is a artificial intelligence. Today's topic was your generations of computer according to your software. Okay, uh, first of all, we will revise about generations of compute according to hardware. As I told you, in your five types of generations were there. First generation, second, third, fourth, and fifth generations were there. In your first generation, vacuum tubes were used according to your hardware, whereas in your according to software, in first generation they started using machine level language, which uses binary code, that is 0 and 1. Okay, now in second generation, according to hardware, According to hardware, they started using transistors. Okay, but according to software, they started they started using mnemonic codes and symbols. Okay, as I told you, in your first generation, according to software, what they were started using, they started using machine level language. Okay, for avoiding such language, they started using mnemonic codes and symbols. Now in your third generation, according to hardware, they started using IC, which is known as, the full form of IC is integrated circuit. In your third generation, according to software, they started using higher level language. As I told you, higher level language means your programming language. Okay, for they started using programming language, that is your C, C++, COBOL and Java. Such are your programming level language, that is a higher level language. Next is your fourth generation computer. In your fourth generation computer, according to hardware, they started using VLSI. The full form of VLSI is your very large scale integration. And in your according to software, they started using SQL, and the full form of SQL is your structured query language. Okay. Now in your fifth generation, both hardware as well as your software, they started using AI. And AI, the full form of AI is your artificial intelligence. Okay, and the best example of your AI is your voice recognition. According to your textbook, they're just given as voice recognition, but right now, according to your this technology, the recent technology, they started using fingerprint scanner. As you know that in laptop, you can use the fingerprint access. That means there is no need of entering your password also. From all these things, you can give iris recognition also. That is, iris recognition means your eye scanning will be done. According to the eye scanning, they will be recognized, and then only your PC will be open. Not only in your PC, even in your mobile phone also, they are using fingerprint, voice scanner, as well as your uh, gesture movements, gyroscope. As you know that whenever we are calling, okay, after dialing someone's number for calling, when we are keeping that phone on hand, what happens? Your screen will be displayed. Okay, your screen will be on and will be displayed. But when we are trying to keep in your body, okay, that means your ear, automatically the screen gets off. Why? Because as you know that there is a sensor over top part. Automatically it detects that something is hitting, the automatically the screen will be closed. Okay, in future there are already concepts are going on. In future there are certain concepts that what happens nowadays, as you know that whenever your phone gets fell down, okay, fall down, what happens, our screen will be damaged. Okay, for avoiding such thing, they are planning to make a drone type mobiles. That means what happens, automatically when our phone goes down, okay, it's till certain length, automatically it starts fan. That means that suppose this is a phone, okay, this is a phone and it's going over there, falling down, automatically when it detects that certain height is there, okay, automatically it opens the air drone type fan will be the over four all the four styles, and it will be landing in a smooth way. That means for avoiding your breaks in your mobile, they are planning to do such things. In future there will be coming such things. These all are examples of your artificial intelligence. One more example of your artificial intelligence is that is your robots. Nowadays, you know that each and every company, that means even your mobile phone, electronic items, any kind of automobile, each and every field, they are using AI. Why? Because robots are being used. That means, do you think for making a large scale production, a man can do each and every work? No. So it is not possible to a man can do each and every work. So instead of that, they started using AI, that is your robots. Automatically after giving commands, it starts working according to that, and they can increase the production. This were your 5 generations of a computer, that is according to hardware as well as your software. Okay, thank you.